First things first, I slept extremely well. It's probably because I know that I will go to heaven and will be with Christ forever. And today we're going to talk about central bank digital currency. The currency that everyone is asking for, everyone is waiting for with excitement, right? We want the central bank digital currency to exist so all the money can be centralized and you all have sort of a digital wallet, just like in cryptocurrency. If you own Bitcoin, you know what I'm talking about. But for the people that don't know, you will get your own personal wallet. First an offline wallet here in Europe, and especially in the Netherlands, we get our offline wallet on a phone, and then later on we get an online wallet that will be connected towards the ledger around the world, the central bank. We're all waiting for that, right? Yeah, and I love you too. I just called my mom to tell her how excited I am about the offline wallet that I will soon have on my phone. I'm really looking forward to it. And so should you. All your transactions will be monitored and you'll be safe more than ever before. I mean, your transactions, it will be your own protection against money laundering. If you accidentally do money laundering, that you are protected from it, you are safe. And it has much more, it gives you much more with this digital wallet. And we dig into this. Welcome to the Evangelist YouTube channel. My name is Laurent and this channel will upload to YouTube every week until the rapture. If this channel stops uploading, then the rapture has happened, I have disappeared, and I will be with Christ, with many more other Christians, that also the Christians that passed away will be raised up from the dead and will be with the Lord forever. Now we move on to central bank digital currency and try to understand what it will mean for you. With the rise of a new world government that's on the horizon, there's need for a new payment system. Why? Because the current payment system is sort of offline. You can really find out what someone did, especially with cash. If you have physical cash in your wallet, it can be quite dangerous actually, you know, spending your physical cash and then the government is not able to track you. That's, of course, I'm being sarcastic, but with the rise of the new world government, they're forcing the current system to collapse with the huge pile of debt that we have and the constant increase of actually taxes that civilians like me have to pay in order to pay off the debt that the government has created. Especially during 2020, where we saw the rise of a global pandemic. Governments had to lend a lot of money from the European Bank in order to pay the pharmacies so people can get their shots, so to say, to be protected from the flu, if you know what I mean, the sickness that was happening. So there's huge debt, and the debt has to be paid. Who's going to pay the debt? That's you and me, the people. There can only be a certain amount of debt in order for the whole system to collapse. And that is happening very soon. And for that, in trade, we'll get a new world payment system. Governments are able to print money as much as they want. They basically lend money from the bank, and the interest that is earned on top of it, that is the actual profit. And so it is with someone who wants to buy a house. The money that is being lent didn't exist before. So we have this huge pile of debt, of fake money that's into the system. It's built on trust actually, and that is soon going to collapse. At least that is what I'm expecting, and that is what the news is also pushing towards. We have huge debt. How long can this be sustained? Well, not for long. With that collapse, there is need for a strong government. A government is able to monitor you, to prevent you from doing a crime. That's why there is a need for age verification, client-side scanning, and a strong central bank digital currency that monitors your activities. And on top of that, what you're spending your money on and how large your carbon footprint is, there's a need to control that, at least from the perspective of the government. In order to prevent you from spending money on something that the government doesn't want to, the money can be programmed. These are not my words. Take a listen to this.
That is, CBDC can allow government agencies and private sector players to program, to create smart contracts, to allow targeted policy functions. For example, welfare payment. For example, consumption coupon. For example, food stamp. By programming CBDC, those money can be precisely targeted for what kind of people can own and what kind of use this money can be utilized. For example, for food. So this potential programmability can help government agencies to precisely target their support to those people who need support. So that way can also improve financial inclusion.
Then the answer might be, well, we have our own cryptocurrency, we have Bitcoin, and through that we have our freedom. Well, it's hard to say it, but actually governments trying to regulate all the cryptocurrencies that are around the world. There are only certain crypto exchanges that are offering cryptocurrencies for you to buy. So they always know where you have your Bitcoin. Unless you have an offline wallet, then it's much harder to track. But the majority of people have their online wallet, have their cryptocurrencies at a regulated cryptocurrency exchange. This whole world will turn quickly into a technocracy where there is even no need for elections. At least that is what Klaus Schwab himself said. Take a listen to this.
The technology now is, and digital technologies mainly have an analytical power. Now we go into a predictive power, and we have seen the first examples, and your company very much involved into it. But then the next step could be to go into a prescriptive mode, which means you do not even have to have elections anymore, because you can already predict, and afterwards you can say, why do we need elections? Because we know what the result will be.
With the rise of all these fancy technologies, of course it's impressive what they are able to do, what they can do. It's more important than ever to have your relationship with Christ, because He's coming back very soon. More people are having dreams of His return, or having dreams about the coming rapture. So I would advise less YouTube and more Bible studies. Spend more time with Christ. It's actually harder to do spending time with Christ and doing Bible studies than watching a YouTube video. I know it's hard to after a long day of working to dig into His Word, but I promise you it's well worth it. There's nothing better to dig into the Word of God and find these gold nuggets, so to say, where you're actually learning something and like, whoa, this is cool. If you like this video, maybe consider to like, subscribe and comment down below. And we see each other next week in the next video.